The new Eliminator 3, it's the most advanced rifle scope in the world. And in this video, we will show you how to properly mount, program, sight in, and then shoot this amazing new scope. We will also introduce you to the other members of the Eliminator scope family and the features included with each model. While the original Eliminator laser scope established Burris as the unequivocal expert in automated trajectory compensation, the new Eliminator 3 gives you even more accuracy, more range, and a method of windage compensation that will work at any magnification. With the Eliminator 3, you can accurately range targets out to 1,200 yards and beyond due to its sophisticated ballistic programming that incorporates both the bullet drop and ballistic coefficient of the cartridge and load that you're shooting. The ability to determine the distance to your target, calculate the trajectory, even on steep up and downhill shots, then illuminate the perfect holdover, dramatically increasing shooter confidence and ability in the field.
The new Eliminator 3 provides expert shooters with a level of sophistication only imaginable before now. The new Eliminator 3 allows you to range targets out to 1,200 yards and beyond, easily program the Eliminator for your specific cartridge or load, get accurate ranges at any magnification, get accurate windage compensations at any range. The Eliminator 3 features a sleek new look, 4 to 16 magnification range, illumination brightness adjustment, and a parallax adjustment from 50 yards to infinity. With its new X96 reticle technology, the Eliminator 3 provides even more accuracy, more range, and a method of windage compensation at any magnification. The X96 reticle is the key to greater accuracy at extended ranges. The Eliminator scope is easy to mount, program, and sight in at the range, making you a better and more efficient hunter. The Eliminator laser scope. Just range them and eliminate them.
Now let's look at some examples of how the Eliminator 3 performs in the field. First, let's head out to Colorado during the early rifle season. In this case, I'm set up across a small canyon from a nice 6x6 bull and his herd feeding along the opposite rim. There was a 25-mile-per-hour steady crosswind from left to right with gusts over 40 miles per hour. I got prone with a dead solid rest over my backpack, then I waited. I waited for one, the opportunity to gauge the wind so that I could time my shots between the gusts. Two, the opportunity to get relaxed and gather information about the shot that I was about to take. And three, I waited for the elk to feed into the clear and be perfectly broadside. And four, I took the time to calculate the amount of windage I needed to allow for. In this case, I figured a 25-mile-per-hour wind with a windage offset of 0.9. At 25 mile per hour, I went 2.5 times that and figured almost a 3 mil.0 windage allowance. Most hunters don't understand wind and how it affects a bullet's trajectory and bullet path. My main crosshairs were off of the elk. By looking at the reticle graphic placed over the elk, you can see exactly what I could see through the rifle scope. The range was 478 yards. The bullet drop aiming point was illuminated in the vertical crosshair, and the windage offset was 0.9. I moved over just less than 3 mil dots for wind and squeezed the trigger.
Okay.
Put another one in him.
He just fell down.
He's dead. I've got him in the scope dead.
Looks dead to me.
The result was a shot through the chest cavity and a big 6x6 bull elk to put my tag on.
478. Range him and eliminate him, baby.
This shot was truly only possible because the new Eliminator 3 has the windage offset and the windage tree of mil dots in the scope. Because I knew the wind speed and had my rifle properly programmed and sighted in, I could take full advantage of this advanced rifle scope and make the shot.
Oh, I've been waiting for a chance to stretch out that new Eliminator 3. Right there!
The Eliminator laser scope. Just range them and eliminate them.
This past spring, I was in British Columbia on a black bear hunt. On the last night of my hunt, and right at dark. This big bear was down an old logging road 276 yards away, and I had only seconds to close the deal. I got prone and put my crosshair on the bear. I could barely see my crosshair against his black hide. I got the range, and that's when another advantage of the Eliminator 3 became evident. The bright orange dot lit up and stood out against the bear, and there was no wind to compensate for, just a bear down range. I squeezed the trigger and took him through both shoulders. The illuminated aiming point made a low-light shot that would have otherwise been nearly impossible or unethical at the very least, easy to make.
Some things in life are intimidating, but not the BurrisEliminator 3.
Don't let this laser scope intimidate you. It's really easy to use.
The BurrisEliminator is high-tech. It's a scope, rangefinder, and trajectory compensator all in one. The Eliminator 3 determines the distance to your target, calculates the trajectory, and then illuminates the perfect holdover for your specific cartridge and load. The BurrisEliminator 3.
He's right. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Go to BurrisOptics.com to learn more. You'll be glad you did.
The third and final example of the Eliminator 3 being used in the field was on my Utah elk hunt this past fall. While we were calling elk up close, the big herd bulls were hanging back and staying with the cows. We had to plan an ambush and have the ability to shoot an extended distance. We moved in and got set up at the same time that the elk started feeding into the meadow. The big bull never had a chance as he stepped into the sunlight. I went through my checklist. 1, get prone and into a perfect rest. 2, range the elk. He was 304 yards away, and I had a perfectly lit aiming point. 3, wind. There was no wind. 4, was my target clear? Yes, all of the cows were clear, and I prepared to take the shot.
Yes, the ambush worked. Yes.
300 yards is not a tremendous distance for a modern rifle caliber and ammunition. However, many hunters lack the confidence to shoot this distance because they don't understand bullet drop. The Eliminator gives hunters and shooters confidence to take a very ethical 300-yard shot and beyond.
When I get in the range of my opponent, I size him up. I've got his number. He's as good as Eliminator.
MMA heavyweight Shane Carwin for the BurrisEliminator 3.
This is the most amazing thing ever put on a rifle. You can't even call it a scope. It's part rangefinder, part computer. The Eliminator even knows what type of round you've got in the chamber. Then it calculates bullet drop, indicates hold off for wind, and shows you precisely where to aim. Nah, it's not a scope. It's the Eliminator. Range 'em and eliminate 'em.
And let's not forget that the Eliminator family of scopes includes the basic Eliminator, a 3.5 to 10 by 40 millimeter laser scope. While this model does not have the inclinometer or the remote control, it is easily calibrated for muzzleloaders, slug guns, rimfire or centerfire rifles. And it is designed to allow hunters to extend their effective and ethical shooting range out to 500 yards. The $799 manufacturer suggested retail price makes this Eliminator model affordable. The Eliminator 2 is a step up in quality and performance. This scope features the 4 to 12 by magnification and a 42 millimeter objective. This model has ranging capabilities out to 999 yards. This scope also calibrates bullet drop at any magnification, has a built-in inclinometer, and includes the remote control. The Eliminator 2 is perfect for any muzzleloader, slug gun, rimfire, or centerfire rifle and features the X38 reticle. Priced at only $999 manufacturer suggested retail price, this is an advanced scope at an affordable price. And finally, the Eliminator 3 is the most advanced rifle scope in the Eliminator family. It features a 4 to 16 times range of magnification with a 50 millimeter objective. This is an ultra advanced rifle scope that has been designed to extend a shooter's effective range out to 1,000 yards and beyond. The rangefinder is capable of ranging targets beyond 1,200 yards. Just like the Eliminator 2, this scope has a built-in inclinometer for shooting at extreme angles and calibrates bullet drop at any magnification. However, the Eliminator 3 also has amazing new features that include the X96 reticle, a wind compensation system, and a parallax adjustment. The Eliminator 3 is designed for advanced shooters who want to be extremely precise at longer distances and are willing to spend the time at the range fine-tuning and perfecting their shooting skills.